There's normal mode, boss mode, and what most people like to call Super Saiyan Mode. I might be using a Dragon Ball Z reference here, but believe me, it's paved the way for Hollywood studios to give us their own Americanized versions of the concept. The occasional display of strength is nice and all, but a few simple flexes just ain't enough. I need my superheroes to reach maximum potential and light me up like I'm Deadpool next to the fireplace. I mean, what's the point of having such an overpowered character if you don't know how to use them? I'm sure Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo get what I mean, right? Okay, that was a cheap shot, but you want to know what isn't? My top 10 moments when superheroes unleash their full power in movies. Like, share, and subscribe ASAP because the TV Regent's gonna go at maximum overdrive now. It's only fair to expect the fiery redhead to make an appearance on a list like this, right? Jean Grey has always been an overpowered character, not just in the comics or the animated show, but also in the movies. It was kinda sad not to see her used to her full potential as an actress, but hey, at least we got to see the true power of the Phoenix in X-Men Apocalypse. Honestly speaking, I didn't really have much hope for Sansa Stark, Sophie Turner, but I gotta admit, she really takes the cake here. I mean, she blew away a freaking mutant god who was able to take on all the other X-Men together while fighting Professor X in his head. I mean, that's as full power as it gets. I also loved how they made Jean's fire blast look like an actual phoenix emanating from her body, but then I suppose that's also the last good thing the creators did for her. You must be surprised to see me mention Vin Diesel without bringing up Groot or Dominic Toretto, right? Well, the joke's on you because Mr. Fat and Curious also starred in this little movie called Bloodshot back in 2022. It might not have been a massive hit, but the concept was pretty interesting and the battle between Ray and Dr. Harding was a sight to behold. If you're unfamiliar with it, Ray is like a high-tech version of Captain America who can regenerate with nanobots just like the Iron Man suit. Alright, so it's not that original actually, but I'll still shout out the moment when Dr. Harding fires a detonator into Ray and blows him to shreds. Now, you might be thinking that there's nothing impressive about that, but he actually regenerates even from such a close-range hit and strikes a badass pose while doing it. It's a serious display of power, and he tops it off by shaving off the second round fired at him. The only thing that was missing was Ray talking about family. Yeah, we all remember Star-Lord for that "Where's Gamora" moment with Thanos, and I do agree with you, but let's not forget that the dude was actually half god at one point in time. Also, this entry is from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, where he's still pretty smart and likable. Anyway, right, Peter's got to face off against his angry daddy, and honestly speaking, the whole team should have seen this coming. I mean, his name is Ego. That's as big of a hint as you can get. Anyway, back to the scene. Chris Pratt realizes he's the highest paid actor in the cast, so he's got to steal the show. Of course, he unleashes all his powers at once and gives Ego the thrashing of a lifetime, but what's more important is the fact that he actually sacrifices his god powers here. This is actually a selfless move, so I'd say the guy isn't as bad as what people make him out to be. I mean, it's a lot better than being a puny god, right? You know, I've always been confused about Thor's title. They call him the god of thunder, but isn't he the god of lightning? Or even electricity? Heck, I'd even accept the god of blonde hair if I had the choice, but anyway, that's not the point here. What's important is Chris Hemsworth pulling off his role to perfection, and that's exactly what he does here in Thor Ragnarok. Hela tries to dominate her little bro and plays rank when she says she's the goddess of death. It's a weird flex, but alright, I get it. She gets a taste of her own medicine soon enough when Odin himself reminds his son that he isn't the god of hammers. Thor unleashes the biggest lightning blast ever seen in the MCU, and it's an absolute spectacle to watch. It's visually spectacular and goes perfectly well with the Immigrant Song that follows. But here's a thought. What if Thor actually was the god of hammers? Wouldn't that be an amazing power too? Actually, nah. I don't think Stormbreaker would appreciate all the competition. Paul Rudd should be on this list simply because of his power of eternal youth. Alright, enough of that, let's get serious. Not many people think of Scott Lang as someone who'd have a finisher move or an ultimate blast, but he does have one trick up his sleeve: becoming Giant Man. Now, I know he first does this in Captain America Civil War, and it is a great scene, but in Ant-Man and the Wasp, he actually becomes so huge that a freaking ship looks like a bathtub toy in front of him. Bro shifted sizes faster than Kanye West shifts his PR campaigns. It's unlike anything we've seen before, and it takes such a toll on him that he actually faints from all the stress. You know you've gone full power when you end up passing out in an ocean. I just hope Scott didn't kill any octopi in the process. The Deep wouldn't like that at all. Listen, I'm not one to judge others based on their preferences because I myself have a certain kink. It's when my viewers like, share and subscribe to my channel. So why don't you be a little darling and tap those buttons for me? Alright, back to business. If you were to list all of Dwayne Johnson's skills, you'd probably say that he's got great muscles, he's super strong, or even the fact he's got an awesome smolder. However, he surprised everyone in 2022 when he performed the splits in front of us on the big screen. Black Adam might not have raked in as much money as Warner Brothers was hoping for, but I'd still say it was a pretty solid effort. In particular, I want to point out that the final battle in the movie was a sight to behold. There's a lot happening in the scene because Sabak is one tough cookie. But come on bro, no one's tougher than The Rock. Black Adam is popularly known as Superman's rival, and he does his reputation full justice when he splits Sabak in half using all his strength in absolutely brutal fashion. I guess the writers wanted to go a step further than what Superman did to Steppenwolf in Justice League. It's no wonder they decided to give the Man of Steel a cameo appearance. I'm surprised this movie's landed another appearance on my list, to be honest, but come on, it's freaking Quicksilver in his most iconic moment. The kitchen scene was one for laughs and giggles because the stakes weren't really that high, but when you have to save an entire mansion of kids from an instant explosion, then you gotta mean business. Look, I know Mr. Quickie makes it look easy, but he's actually going full power here. Otherwise, he definitely wouldn't have been able to pull it off, right? I've already praised this speedster more time than once, and it's for good reason too. Sweet Dreams was the perfect song to play for this sequence because it just goes well with the flow of everything. Maybe he should try musical choreography as a side hustle too. Steve Rogers is an iconic MCU superhero, but let's face it, the dude doesn't really have any commendable powers. His most recognizable weapon is a shield that was made by Tony Stark's father, so it's not even really his own invention. And yeah, he's strong, but only when compared to a normal human. Even a puny god like Loki could take him down in a one-on-one encounter, but if you add his worthiness with Norse mythology, then we do have a winner. Out of the many memorable moments of Avengers Endgame, Captain America wielding Thor's hammer was definitely a highlight. It was such a crowd pleaser, and I was screaming in my seat as Steve took on the Mad Titan with all his strength and Mjolnir's might. Well, he's still using someone else's weapon here, but it still counts, right? Come on, I don't make the rules. Probably the most important difference between Joss Whedon's Justice League and the Snyder Cut was the impact of Flash. And oh boy, it makes a heck of a difference. When all hope seems lost, you'd probably just want to give up and take the L. Not Barry Allen though, that dude takes it as an opportunity to go berserk and activate Flashpoint. I can go on and on about how he reversed time to single-handedly save the world, but what I really want to focus on is the fact that he did this all with a broken leg. It's the ultimate display of power, and it pays off immediately for a very satisfying finale. Alas, if only Ezra Miller could also go back in time to correct his own mistakes, eh? Said it before, and I'll say it again. This was peak level Thor. After absorbing the full brunt of a giant star, the God of Thunder finally gets Stormbreaker and makes an entrance more glorious than any red carpet event you're ever gonna see. His appearance in itself is a massive display of power because he saves all his other buddies with the simple swipe of an axe. But that isn't even the best part. Actually, you already know what that is, don't you? You already know what that is, don't you? Oh man, I could watch this clip all day and still shower praise upon it. He looks so epic and delivers such a comprehensive blow that it takes down all the Chitauri monsters next to him. Thor is actually the only character to land on this list twice, so it goes on to show that he truly is the strongest Avenger. I'm sorry, Hulk. You lost that title the moment you decided to take selfies with the kids, yeah? So that's my list. What about you? Do you agree with this one? I am open to your suggestions, unlike the Witcher's writers, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, share and subscribe to show some love, and check out the links in my description for my socials. Alright then, I'll see you next time on the TV Region.